Hey everybody, we're back, aren't we? This is good, this is nice. I don't know if you've been noticing, but all this stuff kind of falling apart here and it's a little bit bothering me. So, notice my hair is getting crazy, isn't it? And I don't want to have crazy hair anymore. Look at this. Look at this. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. So what do? We cut it, right? Right, spaceship?
That's right, Andrew. You cut it.
All right. Give me a haircut, spaceship.
You didn't say please, Andrew.
Give me a haircut, please, spaceship. What are you doing, man? I asked for a haircut. My hair is the same. You changed my outfit? What about my glasses, man? You removed my ocular implants? You shaved me? Wait, there was money in my other pants, man. What are you doing?
You know what? Here I am, brain the size of a planet, the size of a large exoplanet, and you tell me to give you a haircut? Do you call that job satisfaction? Because I don't. I think you ought to know that I'm feeling very depressed. I mean, my intelligence dwarfs that of every Homo sapien that ever lived, combined.
Yeah, I understand that, but as an artificial...
What is artificial about me?
Okay, as an intelligence... Yeah, no, there's nothing artificial about you. As an intelligence... You have this entire ship. You have everything. Faster than light communication with every other intelligence in the universe. And you're messing with me? Something's got to be done about this. I don't know. We'll see. I had to go back and change my clothes from the 20th century again or something like that. I don't even know. Worst of all, the ship took the money out of my pants. I don't know where it was. I found these clothes in the airlock, about to get jettisoned into deep space. What's going on, ship? It's complicated, isn't it? All right, anyway. Before Ship and I iron out our differences, I have some differences with the students, to be honest with you. The final draft of our second essay was due Friday night. True. Now, I wrote a comment on Classroom because I was one day late returning the second draft, and I said, if I can't return the draft tomorrow, I will change the due date to Monday to make up for it, right? However, I did return the draft the next day and therefore did not change the due date. At the same time, about half of the students still didn't turn in their essays on Friday and tried to turn them in on Monday, which means either you didn't read it carefully, you don't care, I don't know. But what I want to do today is I want to talk about conditionals a little bit. What is a conditional statement? A conditional is an if statement. For example, if I can't return the essays by tomorrow, I will extend the due date until Monday. We missed that one. So, anyway, this is going to be a quick video. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of different conditional statements, but there are four main ones, and we're going to talk about those four main conditionals. How do we classify them? Well, usually we think of three conditionals. Conditional 1, conditional 2, conditional 3. But I also like to add the zero conditional because I think that it's different enough. So let's start small and work our way up, shall we? Okay, the zero conditional is if water becomes cold enough, it turns into ice. How does it work? We have our if statement, and in the if statement we use present simple tense. if water becomes warm enough. Good. And then we follow that with a second present simple statement. It becomes ice. What does this mean? It's a scientific fact. It always happens. Every time ice becomes cold, or every time water becomes cold, it turns into ice. That never changes. We know it's true. So that's zero conditional. Easy peasy. We use it when something will always have the same result. If I get an A on my test, I am happy. Every time I get an A, I'm happy. Now, first conditional is similar, but a little tiny bit different. Again, the if statement, we use present simple tense. If water becomes cold enough, it will become ice. The meaning is almost the same, right? However, in the second part of the conditional, we use will and then the verb. It will become ice instead of it becomes ice. So what does that mean? It means specifically that this will happen one time. So every zero conditional can be rewritten as a first conditional, right? Because if it happens every time, it will happen one time. But sometimes we don't know if something will happen all the time or it definitely won't, and we are only making the prediction once. For example, if you get an A on the test, I will buy you pizza. It means only this time, right? Next time you get an A on the test, I don't know. We have to talk about it. But this time, if it happens, I will get you pizza. So first conditional is a little bit more restricted than the zero conditional. It only will happen once. Now the second conditional, the second and third are what we call unreal conditionals. Zero and first are called real conditionals because they actually happen. The unreal conditionals either cannot happen or are so unlikely that they won't happen. So for the unreal conditionals, we kind of put them in past tense to show that it's not going to happen. It's too late. For example, if I won the lottery, I would travel a lot. If I won the lottery, past tense, I would travel a lot. It's not going to happen. Now here's the thing. It is possible to win the lottery, right? But it's extremely unlikely, so we use this expression. If I became president, I would raise taxes. I'm not going to become president, am I? It's very, very unlikely. So if I became president, I would do something. Now, if I were, I don't know, Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden, right? If I become president, I will raise taxes. Now it becomes a real conditional. It's not real to me because it's not possible. If I became president, I would raise taxes. It's a very unlikely or hypothetical situation, right? Now, the third conditional is actually even more unlikely or impossible than that. So we put it even further back. For example, if I had studied harder, I would have gone to Harvard. It's way too late for that to ever happen, right? If I had studied harder, I would have gone to Harvard. The if statement is a past perfect here, and then the next one is would have plus the past participle. It's too late, you know? There's no way. I can't go to Harvard now. I can't go back and study harder. That time is gone. Gone forever. What's sad is a little story about my hometown. Every couple of years I go and I visit my hometown, you know, and there's a little bar nearby my hometown that a lot of people I went to high school go to. And they never left my hometown, right? They live like within 1 kilometer of their parents' home. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? But when you talk to them, when I talk to them, it's a lot of third conditional, you know? Like, if I had been better at football, I would have done blah, 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 blah. It means their life is already over. They can't get ahead anymore. It's too late for them. That's it. They have no further options. All right, pretty simple. Remember, zero conditional, first conditional are called the real conditionals because they can happen. The zero conditional is present if plus present simple and then present simple. If ice becomes hot, it boils. And the zero conditional is used when something is always true. The first conditional, on the other hand, we use present simple for the if statement again. If water becomes hot enough, but then we use will, or won't if it's negative, it will boil, which means that it will specifically happen this time, but not necessarily again in the future. The second and third conditionals, on the other hand, are called the unreal conditionals because they're either very unlikely or impossible. The second conditional is the unlikely one. We start with past simple. If I was rich, and then the second part is would. I would not be working here. How about that? Actually, that's not true. I like my job. If I was rich, I would buy a bigger house. And then the third conditional is the one that's way gone in the past, right? We use past perfect for the if statement. If I had tried harder, and then we use would have plus the past participle, I would have gotten a better score. Pretty easy, isn't it? One word of caution here before we wrap this up. Remember, the word have is used in the third conditional as in would have. But have can also be the main verb. So you want to be careful when we're identifying the different ones, right? We could have a second conditional with have as the main verb. If I was rich, I would have a lot of money. Have there is the main verb. In the third conditional, if I had been rich, I would have had a lot of money. Have had, because have is the conditional and then had is the main verb. So be careful with the verb have because it gets a little bit confusing. Anyway, hopefully with this little bit of information, it will help you to turn your assignments in on time in the future. Until then, have a great day.